Good afternoon and welcome to episode number 15 of a Finch's Nest podcast. My name is Heather and I will be your host today. I am coming to you today from a very sunny, beautiful spring day in southwestern Ontario. And I would tell you the date today, but I have no idea what it is. It's the middle of April sometime. So, the days kind of run together when you're constantly in COVID lockdown, don't they? Anyways, if you want to follow along with the things that I'm making and doing, you can follow me on Instagram at a Finch's Nest, and that is definitely where I am most active. And I'm not always on there, but I do check in every day and try to keep up, but it's busy. Life's busy. So anyways, if you want to follow me along there, you can check me out at A Finch's Nest. So today I have a few things to show you, a couple things that I finished and a couple things that I'm working on. And I guess we'll get right into it. So the first thing that I finished since I last spoke to you is the trade blanket. Now this, a friend of mine was destashing this kit. She had purchased it and then never got around to making it. So she decided to sell the kit. Now, funny enough, once she sold it and saw me working on it, she was like, maybe I should have sold that. So anyways, she's happy that I have it and that it's finished now. But she was loving it a little bit while I was working on it. So anyways, it's called the Trade Blanket, and it was a kit that was put out by Knit in Toronto. So it's definitely it's inspired by the Hudson's Bay blankets. And so I purchased this on a destash, and I was really happy because I don't normally buy kits, but it was really nice to have a kit because everything I needed was there, and I just got to work, and next thing you knew, I had a blanket. So the blanket was knit in this Rowan big wool, which is like a super bulky yarn. So of course it knit up really fast, and I knit it on a 10 millimeter needle. So it was a really quick project, and it's all garter stitch. So this is how it has turned out. So it's folded in 4 here right now. So these are the colors, and it is the squishiest, softest blanket. It's so nice. So the colors that I used were Ivory, and these are the names of the Rowan that Rowan has. So they were colors number 77, which is pine needle, number 1, which is the Ivory, number 26, which is the blue velvet, 65 is the champion, which I believe is the red, and then 78 is the yoke, the yellow color. So anyways, it is big and squishy and very, very warm. So this yarn is, let me see, I think it's 100% wool. Yes, 100% wool. So it is really cozy. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep it or give it as a gift, because I think it would make a really nice gift, but I also think I would really like to keep it. So if I keep it, I thought this would be such a nice blanket to take out in the back. We have a swing, like a really nice swing in our backyard. And I thought, wouldn't this be nice to curl up with outside on those cool spring nights or in the fall when you're still sitting outside? But anyways, it was all garter stitch. It was a really nice COVID project. It was completely mindless and just really comforting knit, and it knit up so fast. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. And it's really, really a very nice warm blanket. And I like the colors, and it was just a really, really fun project. So I'm glad I was able to pick that up on a destash. So there you go. Some people buy things and change their mind, but then it's somebody else's treasure. So that worked out really well for both of us, because she was looking to destash and I was looking for a fun project. So yeah, it was good. The next thing that I finished was a pair of socks. And these are made from the Leo and Roxy Basics yarn, which they just recently released this yarn. And they have this yarn made for them elsewhere, and I can't remember where. I think it was in South America somewhere, and dyed for them. So it's a very affordable sock weight yarn, and it comes in, I'm thinking like 10 colors or so. And I believe they're getting more and more colors as the line is released a little bit more. But anyways, these are two of their colors. Sorry. Two of their colors. The red color is called Raspberry Ripple, and the white is called Not Quite White. So this pattern is the Fair Isle Flower Socks, and I found it on Ravelry. And I did add a few more repeats of the colorwork pattern, just to add a little more interest. But other than that, I knit the 64 stitch size, and I'm really happy with how these turned out. So a friend of mine said they look like Mrs. Claus socks. So I guess they kind of do. So this part here, this color work, and this color work is not in the pattern. I added those just to add a little bit more. The only other thing I did was I knit these on a 2.5 millimeter, which is my normal size that I would use for socks. But for the color work, I went up to a 2.75. So they turned out great, and they fit fine. I do find that this sock yarn is maybe a little finer than most sock yarns. So maybe if I was to do socks in this yarn in the future, I might add a couple more stitches. So yeah, sorry, I just got interrupted. So I don't know what I was saying, but anyways, these are finished and I love them. So I think I am going to keep them for Christmas time. I don't know, we'll see. I was thinking it would be really nice if I had a nice sweater in this color for Christmas, and some black leggings with these socks would be so cute, but we'll see. The other thing I was going to say about these is the Codependent Knitters podcast, which if you have not watched, you totally should, because they have a great podcast. So that's Dawn and Lisa, they're friends of mine. They were hosting a Leo and Roxy knit along. So that's what inspired me in the first place to make these socks and to get them finished for that. Also, since I moved in November, Leo and Roxy is, or the Little Red Mitten, I guess, yarn store is actually, it's about an hour from where I live now. So it will someday, when the world opens up again, it will be somewhat local to me. So I am so excited to go and shop there because I've actually never been. So I've heard only great things about that yarn store. So I'm looking forward to going someday. But anyway, so those are my socks. And I believe this was a free pattern on Ravelry. So if you like it, you might want to check that out. So those are my socks. And I had so much yarn left from those. So much. So I have lots to do something else. I don't know what yet, but these will definitely come in very handy for sock knitting, and even just like heels, toes, and cuffs. I can use these up for that, and or maybe knit some socks for my granddaughter or something. So yeah, so those are my socks that I finished. The rest of my finished objects are sewing related. So for those of you who've watched me before, you know I have a little granddaughter, and she almost 15 months now. And I had made her a little bonnet for last summer, which of course doesn't fit her anymore. So my daughter had asked if I could make the same bonnet again. Only last year I had put like a floral fabric inside, and she just asked if I could do something plain so that it would go with everything. So of course, I was happy to make her another little bonnet. So this is, and again, if you watched my podcast before, you've seen this bonnet before. But this is, unfold that. This is made of the Robert Kaufman linen in this really pretty pink color. And so many of her clothes have pink in it, so it's just kind of the perfect bonnet. But I understand what my daughter meant with the floral, because with the floral, then it doesn't necessarily go with everything, but with just the plain white, it does. So anyways, this is her little bonnet I made her. And the inside is white, but it does have like a pattern in it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it does have little leaves and vines on it. So it does have some decorative flair to it. But anyway, so I made her this, and I know she'll get tons of use out of it. And it will go with so many different things. So that was the first bonnet I made. And then I decided I wanted to make her a bonnet that was maybe not as practical with the brim on it, but something really pretty. So I made this little bonnet, which I think is adorable. So I actually used the same fabric on the inside as I did on the pink one. And this is also a Robert Kaufman linen, which they're the nicest linens around, I think. So, and I just added this little bit of lace at the front. So I think this one turned out so cute. I can't wait to see it on her face, because she has this the cutest little face, and oh, it's going to be adorable. So anyways, and this will definitely go with anything that this one doesn't go with. So she's all set for summer now. Now this one's not as practical for playing outside because it doesn't have the brim for her to keep the sun off her face, but she can wear the other one if she's playing outside. So, but I thought this one would be really cute for church and stuff, but which we have been allowed to go to church with the COVID restrictions until now. Now that I made a bonnet for her to wear to church, she can't go to church anymore, but hopefully that won't be forever, hopefully. And maybe by summer she can go to church again. But anyways, either way, it's adorable, and I know her mummy will put it on her lots and she'll get lots of use out of that. So I'm always happy to make things for her because my daughter is so good at wearing everything that I make her. So that makes me happy. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, I do have a second grandbaby coming, so that's really exciting. So there's going to be even more baby knits and baby makes coming in the next little while because we have to prepare for another baby now. So, and just like when Annie was born, my daughter and her husband won't find out the gender, so it's a bit tricky to make things because I don't know, but when they were expecting Annie, I did make a few little boys' sweaters. So I think I'm okay for boy knits. So now I'm just going to knit. Well, right now I'm in the middle of knitting a little girl sweater. And then I'll probably just wait and see what we get. And then I can make some more little things. I do have some quilts planned. I had made like a gender neutral quilt when they had Annie. And then I made Annie her own quilt for her first birthday. But this time I'm going to make a little boy quilt and a little girl quilt, and then I'll just have the other one on hand for a gift for somebody else. So yeah, I have the fabric already purchased, so I'm ready to get started on those pretty soon. So the second baby is due at the very beginning of September. Now Annie came 2 weeks early, so if this one comes early too, then it should be arriving around the end of August. So we're all very excited and yeah, feeling very grateful for another precious baby. So we're excited. And speaking of babies, my nephew and his wife just had a baby on, I think it was Wednesday. It was just a couple days ago. They had a little baby girl. Her name is Grace. And so I'm a great aunt now for the first time. So that was exciting. So this next little package of items is a gift for her that I want to get off in the post tomorrow and get to them because obviously we cannot see them at this time. So I'll just send this in the mail and we'll get to meet her hopefully later. Hopefully before she's, too big. But So anyways, I made her a little pair of slippers, and I have made slippers for Annie in the past. So I really love making these. They're so much fun, and these ones are so tiny. You can just see in my hand how tiny it is. So I put a little floral print on the back, and I actually put one of my little tags on. And with this pair, I added, it's hard to show this, it's so tiny, a little ruffle at the top. And I think they're so cute. They're so tiny and so cute. And my nephew's wife loves flowers and loves pink, so I think these should be right up her alley. So the excuse me, the pink is the Robert Kaufman linen again, and then the floral is just a fabric that I had in my stash. It's actually the floral that was on the inside of Annie's bonnet last summer. So anyways, I have these all ready, and seriously, they're the cutest thing. Hopefully you can see them. They're just so cute. So, and I put like a fluffy minky inside. Let me see. So they're nice and cozy for the inside. So, and this was the 0 to 3 month size. So I definitely need to get these to them. She was just a little baby, just 7'3", so these should fit her for the next couple months. So that was a fun project. And then of course she needed a bonnet too. So she got a little pink bonnet. And again, I put my tag on the back. Now, the cute thing about the tags, so for those of you who don't know, I have an Etsy store called A Finch's Nest, which is still closed right now. But my nephew and his wife, their last name is Finch. And so I had to make sure I put the labels on. I thought it was cute that her clothes would have her last name on. And then with this one, I put the floral inside. So it's just a pretty, fairly neutral floral, but nice and pink for her mommy who loves pink so much. So again, this was the 0 to 3 month size. Now these bonnets I do find fit a little big. So hopefully this will fit her all summer. But I'm happy with how that turned out. And then I made her a quilt. And again, when I was picking the fabrics for this, I had to make sure it was all very pink and girly. So these, and lots of flowers, of course. These are the fabrics that I chose for her quilts. And you can see I just did some fairly basic quilting on it. I used a pink thread even to do the quilting because her mommy loves pink so much. And I don't know if you can see that pink checked fabric, or gingham I guess it's called. I had used that quilt or that fabric in Annie's quilt as well. Or actually I guess it was just in the doll bed, Annie's doll bed. And it was a remnant from quilts I had made years ago. So I've pretty much used most of it up now. So I was happy to get that used up. So anyways, this is a, good size baby quilt. I think it's 43 by 49. That's what it ended up. And this is the fabric that I chose for the back, which is so pretty. And I know her mommy will love this fabric for sure. And then normally when I do my quilt labels, I just embroider them by hand. But yesterday I was just not in the mood. And so I thought, I wonder if I can print it on my printer. And so I put a piece of fabric on a piece of freezer paper and I stuck it through the printer. And so I think it looked really good when it's done. It looks very professional. So hopefully it doesn't all wash out or anything, but I've heat set it. So I think it's going to be good. But I was waiting to send this until she was born so that I could put her name on it. So anyways, hopefully her mommy will love this and she'll get lots of use out of it over the years. And yeah, it was fun making that for her. And it's really fun right now because, because of COVID, I know the restrictions are different everywhere, but here we can only go out for, essential items, which is like food and medicine basically. So all of our shopping is basically closed. And so, you know, you can do curbside or you can order online or whatever. So, you know, to buy a baby gift is kind of tricky right now. So it's nice that, so good that I have a stash because I can just make whatever I need to make. So there's a reason why us crafters keep our stash, isn't there? So it was fun because then it gave me something to focus on during COVID. And yeah, it's just nice. I think, I know I appreciate a homemade gift and hopefully they do as well. But yeah, it was good because I couldn't have gone shopping anyway. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. And yeah, like I said, I hope they like it and will appreciate it. And my nephew, when he was little, I made him a quilt that he loved. And he used it so much, it was like threadbare. So hopefully that'll bring back some memories for him too of when he had his quilt from his aunt. So hopefully that'll make it special for him at least. So that's it for what I have finished. I feel like, you know, it was enough, but I feel like I haven't had a lot of time. I've been, again, doing stuff around the house that needs to be done. And then just with the kids not going to school, again, I just feel like we have no good routine right now. But anyways, we're getting through COVID and that's all that matters, right? So, and again, I know COVID's different everywhere, but for us, like my kids did not go to school from March till November, and then they went for a month, and then they didn't go back again until I think it was February, and now we're off again. So, and really, I don't anticipate that they're going to make it back this school year, but anyways, we're doing our part for the medical staff who are angels. That's all I have to say. They have to deal with more than the rest of us who are being asked to stay home. So I will be grateful that I am not having to risk my life every day and taking care of the very sick ones. So I will not complain. It just makes it tricky to get things done. Anyways, so there's only really 2 projects that I'm actively working on right now. One is my blanket that I started a while ago, which is coming along. So this is the Rainbow Chronicles yarn sets from Lay Family Yarns. So this was the pink set at the bottom, and that went into the red set. And now I just started on the oranges. So I can show you some of them. I'm behind. I think the oranges were, they look kind of messy, but you can get an idea of the colors. I think orange was March. So I am a bit behind, but I'm not even trying to keep up. I work on this when, you know, when I feel like it. And yeah, I'm anticipating that this is going to be like a year-long project. So I'll get back to it. But right now I'm working on some baby knits. So I kind of just do this in between. So anyways, that is my rainbow blanket. And again, it's Lay Family Yarns Rainbow Chronicles mini sets that I'm using to do this. And I'm holding each mini with a strand of the Suri Alpaca, which the Lay Family Yarns, they call this their Floof. So I'm holding this with the mini, and I'm using the pattern the Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart for this. And I'm just not, like the way the pattern's written, it's written corner to corner, and I'm not doing it that way. I'm just doing it row by row this way. And yeah, I love how it's turning out. This is another really nice project, like the other blanket that I did, because it's mostly garter stitch, and then every so often you have these eyelet rows just to add some interest. So yeah, I'm really liking how this is turning out, and it's really soft and squishy. So yeah, I thought this would be nice for a baby, not this one in particular, but this pattern would be nice for a baby blanket too. If you had a really nice yarn, just to have that little bit of interest, but kind of a mindless project. So anyways, yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And then my last project that I am actually working on right now is baby sweaters. So what I decided to do is, like I said, I already have a baby boy sweater knit if the new grandbaby is a boy. And of course, Annie had a newborn sweater when she was born, but I thought it would be nice if it was a girl that she would have her own sweater, because, you know, that special coming home from the hospital sweater, which, you know, she may not need if she's born in August, but even still, I thought she should have her own sweater. So I thought, well, it would be really cute if it was a girl, if both the girls had the same sweater. So, and of course, Annie's going to need a new sweater for the fall anyways, because babies grow like crazy. So I decided that I would make a set of matching sweaters. So that's what I've been working on. So far, I have 4 sleeves. So here is the, these are so cute. Here is the newborn size sleeves. And here is the, I'm making a 2-year-old size for Annie because she'll be like 19 months in the fall. So I have all 4 sleeves done, and this is the pattern that I had chosen. It's called the Dandelion Sweater, and it is by Avec Anna. And so it has this cute dandelion stitch on it, and you can see it better in this picture. This is the back, but it has it up the 2 front sides as well, this pretty little dandelion stitch. And it actually has a bonnet to match as well, which is a separate pattern, which of course I'll do that as well. So I'm working on these, and I've done these 4 sleeves, and then I started the back. Well, actually it's the body of the newborn one. And I'm just at the stage now where I have to start the dandelion stitch, which I have not done before. So I was on a Zoom call this morning, so I thought that was probably not the best time to try to learn the dandelion stitch when I'm talking. So I put this aside for a bit, and I will get to this evening and figure out how to do that dandelion stitch. So the yarn I'm using for that is Cascade 220 Superwash, and the color is color number 902, which is a very soft, pretty pink. I really like this pink. I know years ago, like, there was that like baby pink, but it was always a little bit harsh, you know, where this pink is really soft and pretty. It looks more white in the picture than what it really is, but it is really nice, soft. I wonder if it shows up better here. A little bit. Yeah, so it's just a really soft pink. So I think these will be really cute. So, and then again, if the baby's a boy, I have the other sweater, and I'll just keep this sweater for somebody else. But yeah, it's been fun, and it's knitting up fairly quick because it's the Cascade 220. Now the pattern called for DK weight yarn, but I know that, well, they say that the Cascade 220 can knit up like a DK or a light worsted. Now, I didn't swatch for this because it's just a baby sweater. It'll fit her eventually if it's too big, but I think it looks fairly accurate to what a 2-year-old's arm would be like. So yeah, and I like the way it's knitting up. It's nice yarn, and it'll be nice and warm for the fall. So that's my current project that I'm excited about. And yeah, I have a couple other projects in mind that I was thinking of doing for Annie for the fall. so I'll have to get to those soon as well. And I figure if I try to stay a season ahead, because if you're making things, you can't wait till fall to start making them. So I'm trying to think ahead to fall, and I have a little dress that I would like to make for her, and I was thinking of making a couple little pullovers for her this year. I did make her one last year, a color work one. Well, actually, I guess I made her 2 pullovers last year, and she has gotten a lot of use out of them, so I'm thinking a couple more, and then I'll just have to watch her. She has that little white antler sweater that I made her, which she does wear a lot, and so as it starts to get too small, I'll have to knit her another little white one, because it just kind of goes with everything. So yeah, and the antler hat, she's worn that a lot when she comes to my house, and she looks really cute in it, big pom-pom on the top. But yeah, so anyways, I just referred to her coming to my house. She has been coming to my house despite our lockdown, because my daughter is doing some supply work, and so I am their childcare provider. So obviously childcare is an essential service right now. So that's nice, because then I still get to see her. So otherwise I wouldn't be allowed to see her, which is heartbreaking. But so I have been spending lots of time with her while her mommy and daddy are at work. So that's really, really good. So yeah, other than that, I don't think I've bought any yarn since the last time I podcast, which I think is very good. I did buy some acrylic yarn, but it was for my daughter. So I bought my 18-year-old one of those crank knitting machines, and she's going to start making some hats for a local charity in town that collects hats in the winter, and they like hang them in trees and stuff for those who need them. So I did buy her some acrylic yarn that was on sale at Michael's to do that, but I have not bought any yarn for myself, so I'm pretty proud of myself. But it was interesting because on Friday, it was Friday, so we had been in somewhat of a lockdown for the last, it feels like forever. It feels like since Christmas, but it hasn't been. We were in a lockdown at Christmas, and then we came out of it for like 2 weeks, and then we were put back into what they call a gray zone here. So, only essential businesses are open, everything else is curbside, that kind of thing. And then about a week ago, the restrictions got even harder. And then on Friday, even harder again. And I was just, I totally agree with what they're doing. The numbers are out of control, and these variants are scary and affecting younger people, and our ICUs are full, and the doctors are overwhelmed. And so I'm not complaining. It's just the way it is, right? And I'm happy to do my part so that these doctors can, they're not going to get a break, but we can make it so that it's not worse on them than it already is. But so I'm happy to do whatever I have to do. But on Friday, when they announced the new restrictions, I was just like, oh my goodness, here we go again. And no more school, and no more going anywhere, and no more church, and no more anything. So I was feeling a little sorry for myself, and I thought, maybe I should just order some yarn. Maybe that'll make me feel better. Now, I resisted the temptation, so I was very proud of myself, but if the thought did cross my mind. But anyways, again, like I said, I'm happy to do my part to hopefully get this to end sooner rather than later. As far as vaccines go here, there's been a lot of supply issues with getting the vaccine, which, I don't think is anybody's fault. I think it's just been a manufacturing issue in some cases. But my parents have had their first vaccine, so that's good. I'm happy for that. And my daughter and I are actually registered to get ours fairly soon as they receive more vaccines. So in Ontario, if you have a developmental delay, which my daughter does, you can get your vaccine now, and one of your caregivers. So of course I am her only caregiver. So her and I will be able to get our vaccine hopefully in the next couple weeks. So that will make me feel a lot better. But we really have not been going anywhere. Even I order my fruits and vegetables online and they're delivered to my house. And when I do go out for groceries and stuff, I try to go kind of at off hours or to stores that aren't quite as busy as others. And so we are really, really trying to help. But I will be really glad when this is over, as will everybody else, I'm sure. But hopefully it won't be too much longer. I did hear one infectious disease doctor on the news the other day, and he said if people would just buckle down now, these next couple of months are going to be really hard, but then it's going to get better. So I hope he's right. And I hope the light at the end of the tunnel is coming. One of the good things that's come from COVID is I have a friend who, when I moved back in the fall, she invited me to join her and some of her friends on a Zoom call. And all her friends are knitters, and we were just doing this informal Zoom meeting, just like friends getting together to talk about knitting or talk about life or whatever. And we started meeting, I can't even remember at the beginning how often, but then it turned into three mornings a week. We sit and we knit together on Zoom. And it really has turned into such a lifeline, I think, for most of us. And it's interesting to think that like a few months ago, some of us didn't even know each other. And now it has been such a good thing for so many of us, I think. And I know one of the other ladies, she often comments on how grateful she is for the group and how like it's the highlight of her week is when we have our Zoom calls. And one of the other ladies in the group, life has really not been easy on her. And she's been dealing with a lot of different things. And I think, just knowing that there's people out there that care for her and are thinking about her, I think I would hope it's helped her as she's navigating some very challenging life situations. And so anyways, it's something that would have never happened had it not been for COVID. And we don't all live close geographically. So like some of these ladies, I would have never probably ever met them. And now they're like really good friends. And it's really been interesting to watch as the months have gone on, how close our group has got. And yeah, it's just been really great. So that is one huge perk of COVID, which, I would have never thought. So yeah, so there's, silver linings to all of this. So that's just one thing I'm really grateful for that came of COVID. So hopefully you have things too that, I hope you can't hear that screaming in the background. That's my daughter. She's playing her video games and she's screaming. So I hope you can't hear that. Anyway, so I hope you have perks from COVID too, that there was, despite all the challenges, that maybe you had some silver linings as well. So the last thing I wanted to show you today is this binder that I got. So I was really struggling with how to organize my needles. I have some interchangeable sets, which they always come with a nice little case, or I've made cases for. But I had some like odds and ends of needles that just kind of didn't have a home. And so I saw this binder, which is actually designed for quilting templates, I believe. But no, you wouldn't have to have a fancy binder like this. You could have any binder, but I just so happened to get this binder. And it has these pockets inside or you can buy these pockets hard to show you this. These unzip down the side. And so this is what I'm keeping my needles in. So I've put like so I go by millimeters because I'm Canadian. So all my 2 millimeter needles are in here. So 2, 2.25, 2.5, 2.75. They're all in this one. And then I have one for my 3s and my 4s, and on it goes. And this has actually turned out to be such a great system. And then I have a cabinet that I keep all my yarn in, and then this just sits on one of the shelves. And all my needles that never had a home before now have a home. So I'm happy with this. So I just thought I would share it in case you're looking for an idea of how to organize your needles. So I'm really happy with this because it was driving me crazy. And some of these packages, like all my needles are in the original package, but like some of these DPN packages, they would come open and the needles would fall out, and then they'd have to find them. So at least this way, if they fall out, they fall in this envelope, and they're not really going to fall out now because of the way they're packaged. But if they did, they would at least be all contained. So yeah, this has been really great. So anyways, just a little tip if you're looking for a way to organize your needles. So I think that's it for today. It is a beautiful day. I think I'm gonna go cut my grass now. I have lots of yard work that I want to get to now that the weather is much nicer. And I am not a huge fan of the heat, so I would like to get as much garden work done as I can in the spring so that I don't have to do too much in the summer when it's hot. So so I've been picking away at some of the yard work, and I have a baby bunny nest in my backyard, so that's kind of fun to watch the mummy take care of her nest. And one of the babies has come out of the nest already, so we see him hopping around the backyard. It's really cute. So I just have to be careful cutting the grass back there, but at least I know where the nest is now, so I can avoid it. But anyways, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself through all of this, and hopefully the end is near and we can have some sort of a normal life back again. But thank goodness for our crafts to keep us busy. And I think I would have been lost during COVID without all of my hobbies and activities, so I think we can all be grateful for that. So take care of yourself, be safe, and hang in there just a little longer, and hopefully this will be over. And again, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can do that at A Finch's Nest. And for those asking about my Etsy store, I would love to open it right now. I'm just finding with my kids home and all these extra restrictions, it's just not the right time. It's challenging to have the kids home all the time, and it's a lot of extra work. So I don't want to, and it's not that I don't have time to sew or knit or anything like that. It's just I don't want to put extra stress on myself at this point to have stuff in the shop or have to get to the post office. So I'm just waiting till I feel like the time is right, and I appreciate your patience with that because I know people are looking for bags. So hopefully it won't be too much longer, and I know I've said that before, but it's just not the right time yet, but hopefully soon. I have some beautiful, beautiful fabrics, so when the time is right, the bags are going to be great. So anyways, again, take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.